Ready?
Yeah.
Shh. Performing. Give me a 3, 2, 1. Like just
Okay.
good point.
3, 2, 1.
I need you to stop, sit down, and listen. Because what I have to tell you is about a small town kid growing up in a different type of subdivision. You see, often we think of a house as a home, but little did you realize that my house could pick up. It could roam. You see, as a kid, I never grew up knowing what it was like to be rich, vibrant, or smart. Where I came from, we had none of these things. It was a poor, rundown trailer park. The reality, though, was that this came with an abundance of misconceptions that somehow where I came from made me less than by your perception. In actuality, you may be right in terms of economics, but listen as a minute as we move beyond it. I learned more than anyone could ever imagine. I have stories that you may never fathom. So as you sit there with your judgmental, prying eyes, let me tell you about the time that I was 13. My mom had to come post my bail. Oh yes, you see where I come from? That's only one of the stories I have to tell. I see that you've listened up now, that I have your attention. That's good, because a few more tales I've got to mention. I tell you that I know poverty, brutality, and I know abuse. I've seen it all, but I also know its use. You must be wondering, how can such bad be useful? Great question. Let me explain, because you see that part of the story, well, it's crucial. I wasn't raised like most of you. I rarely said yes, ma'am, and in fact, I do know how to cook an entire meal using just Spam. Or how about the time, though, that I had a gun pulled on me at 9? No, it wasn't then that I learned how to use these rhymes. It was then, though, that I realized how to be cautious, that the fear of death can make you ill. The feeling makes you nauseous. As a kid, I cussed like a sailor, and to be honest, I still do. But does that really make me different than you? My sin versus yours, yeah, they're both exactly the same. So why are we pretending that either one of us is better than all of that? Because you see, deep down, although we're different, we have so much in common. I may be poor white trash, but I love my mama. I've been to jail more than once, understand how to use a food stamp, and have been left outside cold, wet, and damp. But that doesn't mean that I'm beneath you. It doesn't mean that we can't share something in common. Believe me when I tell you that we can move beyond it. Beyond the stares that you give me even now as you sit and you wonder and you ask, how? How at 27 is this guy our teacher? And I answer you, why not? I mean, who else might they have brought? No, they brought you someone who's seen it. Seen lives lost, lives forgotten and rotten, done drugs and loved drugs, and then moved beyond it. Been a victim, a survivor, a rebel, and a leader. Come so far, he's amazed himself and can't wait to see the sequel. So sure, I have 12 tattoos and I cuss like a sailor, but I have tales. Tales, you see, that started in a trailer. And it's these tales that make me, they formed who I've become, and it's that person that I want you to see. And that I'm asking you to love.